Hello, welcome to Uncle Benny's Garage. I'm Benny, and this is my channel, the best little hobby DIY channel on YouTube. If this is your first time here, you picked a great time to start viewing. We are in the middle of a push to get the yard ready for spring. We got some projects we got to complete. We got some other stuff. There's going to be some stuff over here, but if you're a returning viewer, I know what you're thinking. Man, the last couple of weeks I got emotionally vested in the other wall project. What is going on with that? Well, let me tell you. All right, we've been working on this wall. We cleaned up over here. We dug down to look at the foundation. We added 1.5 rows of blocks to the top of it to bring it up to height. Now, looking at this area here. This area has been water damaged over the years of moisture soaking through, and it brings out all the salt and minerals from the bricks, from the concrete, from the masonry. And before we can seal and paint this wall, we need to figure out how to patch this up so it's smooth with the wall again. But we don't want it super smooth, because then when we paint it, you'll still see a difference in the area. So I came up with this half-baked idea to pour silicone on a cinder block and get that texture from it so that we can schmutz the wall, and then I can, boom, hopefully, and put a little bit of texture in. It doesn't need to be exact. It needs to be enough that after it's sealed and primed and painted, it'll sort of look the same. That's what we're going for. I did a little test in the garage with some really old mix that I had. We got a little texture in it and it looked reasonable. So now I'm gonna do a test out here on the wall. All right, we're using this stuff. It's called Repair Mortar by Quick Create Performance Cement. It is for vertical or overhead structural repairs. It's a couple dollars more per bag than like regular kind of concrete, but I think this is the stuff we need. It sticks extra good and it's fast setting. But before we mix some of this up, I need to clean the spot on the wall where we're going to work. You don't need to see me clean the whole wall, but we're going to go over a couple of things here. First, there's some spots where the old mortar, is the lighting better this way? It's lighting better this way. Where the old mortar was kind of turned to dust. So I chipped that out and I'm going to replace that. First, a little bit here, you can actually see through the whole wall, so it's out on their side as well. I don't know if I'll be able to fix that from here, but you know, if the texture doesn't work out, then I have to come up with another covering for the wall. I thought about like doing a smooth stucco, but I'm kind of against the stucco, because if I stucco one wall, then I feel like I got to stucco all the walls, and that's a lot of stucco. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. You'll have like 9 Uncle Benny's Garage episodes of me just smearing stucco everywhere. It'll get. All right, I can't find my bigger trowel. I don't know what I do with it. It's here somewhere. I'll use this little one. So what I got is this square trowel, and I got the mortar on there, and I'm just gonna pack it in. Oh, whoops, you know what I forgot to do? Gonna moisten all this to help it bite. Now I'm packing it in. I'm not just covering the surface, I'm trying to get it all the way in there. For the test here, I'm gonna worry about this area right here. See, there's some good texture right there. The issue is where it's super thin, where it's kind of overlapping the actual thing. There's not enough down there to rough it up. So I had picked up this. It's for when I was thinking about doing the stucco. It's for smoothing out the stucco, but it's kind of a porousy, spongy looking thing. So I'm gonna try this. If this works better than the mold, I'm gonna feel stupid, but oh well. Actually, you know, when it's wet, this works just as good as that little mold. All right, let's check it out. It's dry. Seems hard. I mean, let's start out with some reasonable expectations. Let's look at the different textures on the wall. There's this one. It's got big clumps over here, right? Look at this compared to this. You know, there's different ones. So we got the new bricks, we got the older bricks, and different stuff. What we're looking for is just a texture that's not going to stick out as smoothed over mortar once it's painted and stuff. So here we go. We got a textury brick there. Like, look at this, huh? Oh, that's not bad. It's got a nice little thing to it. This is okay. Even this over here where it was thin, that's not too bad. That, I put a line in. It's okay. I gotta fix this line anyway. I got it kind of crooked. It's okay. I can go back and do that. Look at this one, huh? That's a good texture right there. This one was the wet, just fresh, boom, with that float, that spongy block. I think that works the best. I didn't need to do the silicone mold. It was fun. Not a complete fail, but that little spongy block works better. Did I even need that spongy block? Could I have just used a kitchen sponge? Man. Here I am, overthinking. I'm overthinking. I know what I need to do now. I want to recreate this right here and all this. I think I'm getting a decent result. You can straight on a little bit, but you can also down just a hair, not smearing it, but just like at a very slight angle, and it kind of bites in without smoothing it up. There's also a fine line between hitting it hard enough to make the texture and hitting it too hard to where you're actually mushing the stuff out. more of a theatrical, scenic kind of technique. Is there light out here? So here's what I did, in case you're going to try and do this. And I don't know what kind of disclaimer I need to give other than good luck. I did the verticals between the bricks first, because if you look at the real ones, the mortar mushes into the ends. So they don't always go, all the way down. So I figured I'll do those first with the small trowel because it's more of an angle. It's got more of a point on it. And then I went back and did the horizontals, the mortar lines, with the bigger trowel that's got the rounder end. And that's kind of what I was using when I was adding the bricks anyway. So hopefully the shape's about right. Some of it's a little wonky, I think, if you look at the line up close. But when you compare it to the lines that are already on the wall, I mean, there's wonky ones on the wall. You know, I almost tried to schmutz up the rest of that area there before I started carving in the lines, and I'm glad I didn't, because down here it's starting to set up pretty good, and I was having to dig in pretty good with the trowel. You let it set up a little bit, and that way putting the straight edge against the wall doesn't mess up your texture, because your texture is kind of set up already on the surface. Don't scrape around or don't push too hard, but you know. And then you can kind of dig it out with the trowel. Does that make sense? There's more to do. There's the rest of this area. There's a couple other little spots. I wasn't expecting to go through a whole bag of mortar this fast. Or I wonder if I can just use regular mortar instead of this repair mortar. I mean, if you got a system that works, you might as well change it, right? That's what they do at work. All right, I'm good. This was a productive morning. All right, midweek, we've already got a lot accomplished. I also, a few days ago, filled the top of the wall to get ready to cap it. And instead of just buying a ton of concrete, I used a bunch of the cut off bricks that I had in a pile, and I shoved them down in there, and then I topped it off with a bunch of the gravel that we sifted out of the dirt. Even the neighbors' dogs have stopped barking at me. They're getting used to me up here. So the top of the wall is ready to be capped. And then I don't know if I'm going to try and buy little toppers for the pillars, or I was thinking about making some, but we'll see. Yeah, all right. Productive morning. Standing here, I'm really liking this. I think it's going to look good. Oh yeah. I did find an answer to my question yesterday that could I just use regular mortar on this? And the answer is no, because regular mortar, you need a certain thickness for it to be strong. It's not made to skim like this. There's a thin set mortar, but I don't think that's what I have. I needed to dig out around the foundation of the wall a little bit more because I'm still exploring some different drainage options for this side of the yard. This is all concrete right here. All this, it's like extra footing from the wall. Maybe they just dumped it over here when they finished the wall in the corner. I don't know. There's only so close to the wall I can get. I think it slopes in a little bit, but there's this big mound of it over here. More cigar butts. Hey, baby. Yeah? I'm all muddy. Can I have some coffee, please?
Were you filming him? Oh.
No.
Okay.
Of course not. Yeah? I can't reach the door. My hands are full. I'm high maintenance. You got a good woman. Hold on to her. If she wants a garden, by golly, you make her a garden. Weather's getting nice. Enjoy it out here. This was a good week. The wall's starting to look like a wall. I learned a lot this week. After doing the texture and the stuff, I was talking to a guy at work and he goes, oh yeah, I used to do a lot of plaster and stucco work. And you can do a lot of different cool textures with a grout sponge. Well, there we go. Now I know. This is how we learn after the fact. It's all good. I didn't get another bag of mortar yet. I still got to do that. I still got to top the wall. But we might be taking a break from that for a little bit while that stuff cures, because I can't paint it for at least a week. I got some stuff on the other side here I got to do. I got some stuff out front I still want to do. Puxatawny Phil said 6 more weeks of winter. I guess that means we got a lot of time. No. Spring's coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. Cheers.